Do you know who comes to my mind when I'm listening to this song?
Who?
I'm hearing a Post Malone vibe. Am I right?
I'll take. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I like Post Malone, so I'll take that.
Okay, let me introduce you to the people and then we'll start. So what's going on, people? This is Damea and you're watching the Lab TV, and today I'm with a special guest and his name is
LG4 TREY, what's up?
LG4 TREY. What's going on, my brother?
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it a lot.
Thank you for coming through, man. Listen, first of all, I'm going to ask, why did you change your name? Because I know when you started, you were not LG4 TREY.
Yeah, no, I started as Tracy. And there was three main reasons for it. I think the first reason was people kept spelling it wrong.
Oh, okay.
That was the Irish spelling, so people kept pronouncing it and spelling it wrong. And then the second reason was there was already like an AJ Tracy and a little Tracy and a lot of other Tracys and stuff. So I had to kind of get away from that. And then the third reason was if you looked Tracy up on Google, it was just like a load of Irish hotels and like a load of random non-music related stuff. So then me and a couple of boys made the LG4 collective together. So then there was 4 members, hence the number 4. But now there's 6 of us. And then I just got the LG4 and then shortened Tracy down to Trey just to kind of make it a bit easier to find.
All right. I was going to ask you what's the 4 in LG4?
Yeah, it's the 4 original members. So it was 3 artists and a producer.
Yeah. Are you guys still working together?
Yeah, we are. I mainly work with LG4 Nest the most. He used to go as witness, and then I'd see a couple of the boys, but because of college and lockdown and everything, it's kind of hard for us to meet up and spend time together properly. But hopefully, after everything calms down a bit, we'll be able to link up and do some shows together.
Yeah. Okay, so in 2021, who is LG4 TREY? To people who don't know him.
LG4 TREY. LG4 TREY is a alternative emo kind of hip hop mix, living in Cork. Been making music for a few years, kind of dabbled in a few different genres, and now kind of solidified himself in the kind of mix between alternative rock and hip hop, just kind of blending the two together. So I think that's probably the best way to define me at the moment, but it seems to change every couple of years because the way everything kind of flows and whatever I'm feeling like making at the time.
Oh, okay, because I was going to ask you, when you first came in the game, you were not really like making the music you're making now. You're more of a rapper kind of, you know.
Yeah, well, sorry, I'm getting a phone call. Sorry. My phone is linked up to my laptop, so anytime a phone call comes through, it comes onto my laptop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I started off making kind of lyrical rap.
Yes.
Just kind of boom bap. That was the way I started, kind of that fast rap, fast pace. And then I moved into kind of trap, which like kind of heavy 808s and that kind of American style. And then I was kind of blending those two together. And then I started like introducing a lot more melodies and stuff. And then the more I introduced melodies, the more I kind of started transitioning over to what I'm making now, which is almost like, I don't even know if you could even call it rap anymore, because it's just like 80% melodies.
Yeah, I was listening to it and I was like, oh, what do you call this type of music? Like what genre is this?
Yeah, there's so many subgenres now with rap music that I don't even like. A lot of subgenres of rap don't even sound like what you would call rap. And as well as that, when you're kind of hopping between multiple subgenres, it gets a bit messy.
Yeah.
I just kind of look at it as just one kind of blend of a load of different inspirations and influences.
Just music, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Man. Okay. When you dropped Backseat, I saw a lot of people were loving the song, and someone was like, "Oh, you would be really dope if you didn't use the American accent." Does that bother you?
It doesn't bother me as much as it used to. It used to really piss me off. But I've kind of gotten used to a lot of people, because a lot of the time the people that make those comments are people that haven't actually spoken to me, or
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
heard my accent how it is anyway, because I don't have your stereotypical Cork accent, like the really strong,
yeah.
high-pitched accent. And then
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well as that, when you're making music that's like mainly melodic, a
Mhm.
lot of people don't sing in their accent.
Yeah.
Like if you hear,
That's actually
I think a
true.
good example, like Lewis Capaldi,
Yes, 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 yes.
his
I know him.
accent is really strong, but then when he sings, the
Yeah,
accent disappears. It just
yeah,
goes
yeah,
into
yeah.
melodies.
Because
So I think that's what happens a
even
lot.
Yeah, even people like Rihanna and them, she doesn't speak the way she sings.
Yeah,
So her
exactly.
accent
Once
is
you start
actually
singing,
way
it just
different.
changes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I get you. I
Like in my
get you.
like the odd time you can hear my accent come out fully. But a lot of the time, even when I am just rapping, there's still hints of melodies in there anyway. So the accent kind of fades away and it just blends into more of a neutral accent.
Uh-huh.
And then
okay,
as
so
well as that, like with the way like me and my friends and stuff are, like we don't, like, as I said, we don't have that typical Cork slang that most people would use. And we are, like, I won't lie, we are heavily like American influence, but that's because that's what we're into
yeah,
and like the music we listen to the most.
Yeah.
But no, those comments don't really bother me anymore. I've seen them pop up here and there, but a lot of the time it's people that haven't spoken to me or heard my actual talking voice.
Okay. So take me to, since I already started with Backseat, you take me through Backseat. Why you showed it the Backseat?
Best way to say it is because I don't have a license yet, so there's no chance of her being in
oh,
the front seat because I mean not able to drive.
All right. Oh, cool, cool, cool. So
So
how did the song come about?
I had the song. It was one of the first tracks I made during the first lockdown
mhm.
because I had gotten my own little home setup and everything.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
there was a few times like me and my friends would go out and, like, say if I'm with a girl at the time, my friend would drive and him and his girl would be in the front, and then me and
yeah.
my girl would be in the back
Ah,
seat. So it was
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
that would come
yeah,
up a lot. And then it was a collaboration between myself and GMC. So shout out to GMC because I originally did it on a YouTube beat, and then
yeah,
I sent it to him, and he was a really big fan of the song. So he asked if he could do his own like version of production on it. So he'd
yeah,
like completely just produced everything from scratch. I just sent him the raw vocals, and then
yeah, yeah.
we did a couple tweaking here and there with the mixing just to make it all fit together. And then that's how we got it
Oh
to
man,
come to what it is today.
It's so dope. And the video, we made it like proper video. I love the video too. So creative.
That
I
was
love it.
probably the most professional looking low budget. Probably no, I think it was almost a zero budget video.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything was
I
just
thought
a
you
case
might.
of
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Because I thought you paid a lot. I remember I met you when you were going to shoot the video.
yeah, you
I don't
did
know
at
if you
the
remember.
at the food place.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
What's it? It's not Eddie Rockets anymore. I think it's called
Yeah,
just Rocket
Rocky
Rocket
Jaws or something. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Rocking something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, that was just a case of we went in and we just asked really nicely if we could use it, and then they were really helpful. They let us just film. I think they let us film the next day
yeah.
from like 8 o'clock until 10 o'clock at night, and the place was dead
What?
anyway, so there wasn't any people
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
in or interrupting us. So we just had our own
Oh, that's
extras
so
to like
cool. Yeah,
fill out the seats and stuff. The only thing we paid for was the green screen room down in Bubble Studios. We rented that out just to get the
yeah,
green
yeah.
screen effects. But
Oh,
everything
all
else
right.
was just a case of ask nicely and hope for the best.
Who came up with the ideas? Who was directing the music video?
Def Dave directed it. Shout out to Def Dave. But originally we weren't even meant to do the video for Backseat. We had a whole different song that we had the video planned for, and it was meant to be a
Yeah.
lot more dark and kind of grungy. And
Oh,
then
okay.
it was a family member said that they had access to it was like a 1960s car, the car that we used in the video.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
they said I could use that like a certain weekend, and that was the weekend we were meant to be shooting the other video, but it wouldn't have
Yeah.
really fitted the aesthetics. So we were like, okay, why don't we just change the song? So we chose to go with Backseat because it was kind of more happy and up tempo. And we
Yeah,
were like,
yeah,
why don't we
yeah.
just try go with this whole like 1960s kind of retro theme for the whole video?
Yeah, and it worked out well, man.
We went and bought the clothes and like got the car and just made the most out of what we had.
Yeah, yeah, that was really sick. So, how was the response like from the video and the song together?
It was really good. There was a couple. I think it was Hot Press did a segment on it because it
Yeah.
was the debut video for Def Dave's new YouTube channel, Definite.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he planned on doing kind of posting a video a month, and then again with lockdown, everything that kind of slowed down a little bit. But
I know,
no, the
man.
response was really good. Like a lot of people really liked the song because we made sure that the mixing and everything was as like good quality as it could
Good
be, and
point.
we tried to
Yeah.
make sure the music video was as good quality as it could be, and just make everything kind of really picture perfect, really.
Yeah. So how has the lockdown affected you and your music?
Surprisingly, it's helped me out a lot because
yeah?
if there wasn't a lockdown, I was meant to be. I moved to Austria last year, and I was meant to be living in Austria for 6 months.
Oh yeah.
But then I was there for 2 weeks, and then lockdown came, so I had to come home.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
if I was living over there for 6 months, I wouldn't been able to make any music or like create anything.
You're gonna be
And then
partying.
home, I already
Yeah.
had the little home setup and stuff. So lockdown
Yeah.
kind of gave me no choice except to sit in my room and think of different music ideas and kind of get the whole business side of everything together. So like I managed to kind of get my my Instagram a bit more together and get the whole like, because a lot of the time when you're creating, you forget about the whole business side of music.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that I had the business side on point as well. So that's why I spent most of 2020 doing.
Yeah. Makes sense. So you're one of the lucky people that were helped by the lockdown.
A lot
Yeah,
of I've talked to
to
some
some
people.
extent. Like, of course, I would have loved to have like enjoyed my summer and gone to different festivals and perform gigs and stuff. But as far as like getting all the little nitty gritty things that nobody really wants to do with music done, it was great for that.
Yeah. So the last time we spoke to you, the last time we did an interview with you, you were in the midst of a chaos, which started as a fake movement, as a fake beef.
Yeah, that was a while back. I remember that.
Yeah. So looking back, do you think that helped you in any way?
Maybe a small bit in the short term, but
Yeah.
long term, I don't think it really made a huge difference.
Okay.
Because the route that I'm kind of going down musically now, anyways, it's changed so much.
Totally different. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just completely different. And again, like shout out to Jay. Like me and Jay are cool, and I've seen him a couple of times since. He's been up to my house. Like if it was like just before lockdown happened, he was at my house recording some music and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think in the long term, the whole thing was completely pointless. Like it was good for the short term because we got a couple of followers here and there and like got a bit of attention, but as the grand scheme of things goes, it didn't really make a huge difference to either of us.
Yeah. So tell me, man, do you know I was on your Spotify and you have a song that has 168,000 and 38 plays.
Yeah, so playing.
Yeah. So why didn't you make a video for it? Because clearly people loved it.
Yeah, I wanted to make a video for that song really badly. It was just the way things worked out. We just never managed to get it organized. Because I didn't want it like for that video, for that song. I wanted the video to be really like well done and put a lot of time and work into it. But then as well as that, this because I wanted to get Reggie Albert to do a video for it, and I think he was living in Dublin at the time, or Waterford.
Where does he live now?
I think he's in Waterford now. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go on.
But the way the video was, like the way we didn't get it done was because there's 3 of us on the track.
Yeah.
So all 3 of us live in a different place, and then Reggie lives somewhere else, and then like I'm in college. Lil Paddy at the time was in school, and More Than was working. So trying to find a day when all 3 of us would be free, as well as have Reggie come down, as well as have the weather and everything, and try and get that all organized. It was just too much.
It would definitely suck. Like,
so we never ended up doing it.
Yeah,
we were trying to think of getting it done this year, and then that didn't work, or last year even. But again, just the way like our timetables were, and like we could never find a day when all 4 of us would be free to do something. Yeah, which is a shame because I would have loved to done a video for that song.
I know, man, because I was like, shit. A lot of people seem to like that song. If you topped up with the video, it could have gone far. You know, it could have gone further.
Yeah, it could have. Trying to keep the momentum going. We do have a song though. One of my most recent ones. It's called "Praying That I Die."
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about it soon. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're getting a video shot for that next month.
Yeah,
because I didn't want to make the mistake like I did with Playing and not do the video. So I was like, okay, the song's doing really well. Let's get a video done for it.
Yeah, quick. Yeah. So your songs are like kind of sad and emotional and all that, and a lot of
Yeah.
death in them. They are so dark.
Yeah,
Do
they
you,
can be pretty dark.
Yeah, that haven't your family come to you and like try to figure out if you're okay or not with your music when they listen to it.
My sister has a couple times. She's kind of pulled me aside a couple times after listening to a couple songs and been like,
yeah,
"Hey, like, are you okay?"
I know, yeah.
She listened to the lyrics, but really with music, as depressing as all the songs are, it's almost like I kind of use that as my like just getting it out of my system.
Let it out. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so instead of just kind of keeping it all like bottled in and like being really upset all day and stuff, I can just sit down at my microphone with my notepad or something and just get
yeah.
every single thought I can out onto paper, record it,
Hmm.
and then listen back to it. And then
Yeah.
it's almost like I put all the like negative energy just into that one place, and then I can spend the day then like happy,
Then go on with your
and
life. Yeah,
enjoying
yeah,
myself
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I've just taken it and just put it somewhere, and I know it's there, and it's if I like
That's such a
I can look back at it. And,
That's such an advantage with artists. Like you can pour all your emotions out through music. Do you know what I mean? And you just
yeah,
lives there forever. Like I wanted to ask you as well. What inspired Drowning?
Drowning. That's an old song. That was made. We made that in it's like early 2019, I think.
Yeah,
Again, I think it was just to say it was a bit, or it was one of the first tracks I made where I properly put like my emotions into it.
yeah, yeah,
Around that time I was still doing like the trap and stuff.
okay.
So that was one of the first songs where I kind of just let out the kind of sadder side and kind of almost exposed the side to myself that I didn't really want most people seeing, because a lot of the time it's like you always want to flex about how you're like living your best life and like doing great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
in that song the lyrics are all fairly vulnerable. And I think I was at the time, I don't want to mix it up, but I was after going through a breakup not long before that.
yeah.
So again, that kind of helps just get it all out. And I genuinely felt like there'd be some nights that back then when I genuinely felt I was just like completely drowning in like all this like
Oh,
thoughts,
yeah.
like
She had broke
overthinking
your
and
heart,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah, well, it happens, but like we move on and we live.
I know, I know, I know, I know. Have you been to Amsterdam?
Not properly. I flew through Amsterdam to get to Austria, so I was only there for a day.
Okay.
But I
Because
think I know
I'm
where
wondering.
I think I know where you're going with it. I think I know where you're going with this though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have to explain to me about this red light district because I've heard of it. I've never been there either, but I've heard of it. So, what's going into your mind when you're in the studio and you're writing this?
So red light district. A lot of people ask me about that if I've been to Amsterdam and been to the red light district. But
Yeah.
in the song is like as like soppy as it sounds or whatever, like we used red light district as a metaphor for just going through like like just a complete like whole phase, like when you're
A whole phase.
completely
All
walking
right.
away. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Halfway,
So it's
yeah.
like
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the red, like she says that she loves me, doesn't mean nothing. And then you end up in the red light district where you just end up
Ah.
going, fuck this, fuck that. I'm gonna
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
get with as many
Yeah.
people and like go crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
YOLO style, yeah.
Yeah. So instead of actually meaning the red light district, we just meant kind of being in the mind state of that, like.
Yeah, yeah. So, how, I forgot his name. The feature. LG what? He's LG what? LG Ness, is it?
Yeah, LG4 Nest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How was that? How did he play a part in the song, or did he write something in the song as well?
Yeah,
You guys write
everything.
the song together?
We recorded that in my bedroom. We were both drinking together that night, just kind of hanging out, and
Yeah.
we didn't even plan on recording anything.
Yeah.
But we're both fairly good at just kind of once we start writing music, we can both get in our own little zone.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we were
yeah.
having like loads of fun, and then we went into the room and we like kind of started listening to a couple instrumentals that we'd been sent, and then
Yeah.
we heard the instrumental for Red Light District and we really liked it. So we both just went, okay, let's see what we can come up with.
Let's
And
do
then
something,
I
yeah.
came up with the rough idea for the chorus, and then I
Yeah.
showed it to him, and then we both just kind of sat in either side of the room and just kind of wrote for like 15 minutes, and then started
Nice.
recording it together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because that kid is talented as well. Like,
Yeah, no, shout out to LG4 He's really talented.
He's really
Really
talented. Yeah.
underrated.
Yeah. So I was gonna ask you, most of your songs, it's either like they're like death, suicide, and love, and then it's like it's connected
Yeah.
together at the same time. It's like you're like a lover, a lover. You know, like that person that loves hard. Like when you fall in love, you fall in love. Like, are you one of those type of people?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I'm a complete hopeless romantic. Once I decide that once I see a girl and I like a girl, like I'm falling completely. Like I don't know what it is. Every time it's the same thing, and I always see it happening before it happens, and I just can't
Yeah.
stop it. Because I could literally like meet a girl, and within like 2 weeks of texting her, I would be completely obsessed. I do fall in love pretty hard, and then that normally ends pretty badly because it's almost like I'm not emotionally ready to be that committed to something.
Oh yeah.
But in the time and in the time and place, I always feel like I am ready. And then it
Yeah.
goes like a couple months goes by, and then I realize that like I'm not ready for that kind of commitment, or
How do you realize
and
what
that's where
you
the
cheat?
heartbreak and everything normally happens because it gets messy.
What happens? Do you cheat? Do you cheat or what?
No, I don't cheat. I just get really in my head about things. And I just kind of worry about like where things are going rather than where things are right now.
Yeah.
So like I could be like happily in a relationship for like 6 months, but then
Yeah.
I'll get in my head, I'm like, is this me for the rest of my life? Is this who I'm spending the rest of my life with? And I'll just start freaking out
Yeah.
about it. And then it'll just
Fuck.
constantly keep going through my head. And then it starts getting in the way of like the relationship and gets between things and makes things slowly start to fall apart,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
leads to the inevitable heartbreak and then
I know. Yeah. I had a friend of
breaking up.
mine. I had a friend of mine that was the same. This guy, he will date, and then all of a sudden he'll be like, "Do you know what? I can't. I get bored in relationships." He says for him, he gets bored, like, and he wants to end the
Yeah.
relationship out of the blue, and he was breaking hearts like crazy. But over time,
Yeah.
he stopped. Actually, now he's married and everything.
So maybe
Oh, happy days.
you
So he
yeah,
found the
maybe
one.
Maybe you're gonna get to a stage where you'll come down, eventually and settle down too.
Yeah, hopefully.
But don't settle down yet. Make music.
Yeah, no,
make
no, no.
music
I'm not in any rush right now. Even
because
though I keep getting in my head and thinking that I am ready. I'm like, nah, I need to stay away as much as I can.
because you know what, for
Unless
musicians,
the right person comes along, and we'll see. But
No. For musicians, you make the best music when you are single. When you are single and going through these heartbreaks, you make the best music as musicians. Once you fall in love,
yeah,
you're gone.
yeah, you can only make so many love songs, but you can make an endless amount of heartbreak songs.
I know, man. And it seems like many people always relate to heartbreaks more than anything else.
Mm.
So, is there anything in the pipelines that you might wanna let us know or let the people know? What are you doing these
Yes,
days?
actually. Yesterday I officially scheduled my album release.
oh yeah,
So I dropped a track like 4 days ago, and that's the
Yeah.
first single off the album, and the
Which
album
one?
is dropping. Walk Out That Door featuring Spaceman Zach.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it. When did you drop
Dropped
it?
a couple days ago.
4 days ago.
Yeah, I think it was 4 days ago now.
Oh, all right.
And then I've got an album dropping in 1 month exactly. So or not, 5 weeks. So the 30th of April at midnight, we've got the album.
That's a lot of pressure now. So hope the album is ready. Once you put a date out,
Even just uploading the tracks to be scheduled and everything, it's just like there's so much work on the way
Yeah.
that I'm dreading it, but it's gonna be fun, and I'll try and enjoy it as much as I can.
yeah. Are you dropping videos with it before it drops or?
I'm not sure when the video for Praying That I Die will drop because we still
Yeah.
need to film that and get it edited. So we'll probably have the album will drop first, and then we'll have a music video dropping, and then I think
Yeah.
I have 2 other music videos that are in the works at the moment for tracks that are off the album.
Yeah.
So tell me,
I think that's the way we'll do it.
when you're making music, like right now, okay, let me assume, are you making music for money or for the love of making music?
If I was making music for money, I wouldn't be in the genre that I'm in right now.
Okay. All right.
Simply
Okay.
because even like some of the biggest artists in my genre right now would be
Yeah.
considered like really small underground artists in
Yeah.
comparison to other genres. Like who is there? We've got like Lil Tracy. He's an emo rapper from the US and
Uh-huh.
probably one of the biggest emo rappers that's out there right now. But compared to like some of those pop bands or like Drake or anyone like that, like he's considered really underground and unknown.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm like I love making music, and of course the money is a great bonus. Like if the money happens, it happens. But
It happens. Yeah. Yeah.
I find if you're chasing money, you're just gonna be forever chasing it. Whereas
And
if you just focus on
frustrated. Yeah.
something you love,
Yeah.
like the money will just kind of show up, and if you're not too worried about if it's
That's
there or
true.
not, then
That's
I
true.
think it works out a lot better.
Less stress. Yeah.
Anytime I've kind of
Yeah.
anytime I've chased like trying to get a lot of views or trying to get a lot of money from a track, it never works because you just stress yourself out. Whereas
Yeah.
if you chase just doing like the best track you can and putting out like your favorite music, normally
Yeah.
they're the ones that end up bringing in the most money and the most streams and everything because it just happens naturally.
Yes, 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 yes. I was gonna ask you, like, so when you're dropping your album, what do you target now? Like, who's your audience? Have you figured out who's into your music, and where can you find them, like, to push your album to at the moment? Or you're still like trying to find out?
I wouldn't say I try to find them. A lot of the time they just kind of find me, as weird as that sounds. Like
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people have hit me up just saying that they stumbled across my music because it got posted onto some like emo rapper alternative page on YouTube, and
Yeah.
then they
Yeah.
check out
Yeah.
all my other stuff. But a lot of my followers and a lot of people that support me will be big fans of like Lil Peep. So Lil Peep is
Okay.
an artist that passed away a couple of years ago, who did like a similar genre. So rest in
Oh,
peace to
all
Lil
right.
Peep. Um, they're a lot of the time they're normally between like this is like really like if I'm just generalizing, but a lot of the time they're normally between the ages of like 16 and 24.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of alternative. And a lot of the time it's like anyone that's kind of suffering from any kind of mental issues or has any kind of like self-doubts and worries, they normally find something they can relate to in my music.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of people that are suffering from like depression or anxiety, like I've had a lot of people hit me up that have said that my music's actually kind of helped them realize that they're not the only ones that are kind of feeling this way.
Yeah.
Because when you put your thoughts into a track, you're kind of really like letting your stuff out there. And then people see that and they can kind of relate to it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
my music's for everyone, but stereotypically a lot of young alternative kids.
All right, all right. Would you say you have gone through those type of issues as well, like depression and stuff, or anxiety or anything?
I've never been like diagnosed with anything, or I don't think it's ever gotten to like the stage where it's so serious, like it's kind of like that. But I've definitely like suffered with anxiety a lot, and just a lot of self-doubt, and just trying to figure out like who I am and what I'm actually like doing, and like trying to find like a purpose and everything. As I've gone through a couple tough times, and I know like as tough as the time I've gone through, there's always people out there have gone through a lot worse. But even if me just sharing the fact that I can get anxious, like walking around doing day-to-day things, can make someone else feel a bit better about themselves, then I've like job done.
Yeah. Okay. What's your guilty pleasures?
My guilty pleasure. Oh, that's a weird one. What's my guilty pleasure? My guilty pleasure is probably definitely watching old Disney cartoons or
Oh yeah.
Yeah, probably old. I don't even remember was it Disney, but I don't know if you remember. But there was this cartoon called Recess.
I am terrible at cartoons. I've never been a cartoon person. Yeah, but it seems a lot of people seem to be into cartoons recently.
Yeah, no, definitely watching old cartoons. And like I remember I went during lockdown for a while. I used to go live on Instagram and just watch Drake and Josh with whoever joined. So just join and we'd be watching Drake and Josh together. So guilty pleasure is definitely like old kids cartoons that I used to watch when I was younger.
Oh, Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Probably some kind of nostalgia thing, but
yes,
yeah,
yes,
probably
yes, yeah. So before we go, we're gonna play a little game. That's what I do with the people I interview these days. Yeah, just a small thing for people to get to know you a little better, like outside the music. So it's called a versus game. So I'll compare two things, and you choose which one you pick from the two. So love versus money.
Oh, love.
Love. Text messages versus phone calls.
Phone call.
Yeah, I'm a texting person.
Yeah,
I can't talk on the phone.
I'm a sucker for FaceTime. I always have to FaceTime people.
Yeah.
I hate texting so much. It has to be FaceTime.
Morning or evening?
Evening, because I'm never awake in the morning.
Pop music or R&B music?
R&B, some like old Usher type stuff.
Yeah. Rock music or rap music?
Ooh. I'm gonna have to go. Ooh. I'm gonna say rock. I like a lot of the like the old rock bands, like kind of Sum 41 or like System of a Down type stuff.
Yeah. Groupies or side chicks?
Yo, this reception. Say again?
Groupies or side chicks?
Groupies, because isn't like a side chick is cheating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a groupie, I think.
Okay.
That's a lose-lose situation.
I know, yeah. Silhouette challenge versus a Backseat challenge.
I'm picking Boston over the silhouette challenge.
Okay. Male friends versus female friends.
Male friends. I can't have any female friends. I just end up falling in love with them.
Will you rather shoot your shot in the club or through the DMs?
In the club, because then you got that kind of alcohol courage.
Ah, okay, I see.
You got a couple drinks into you can just like, you can be more smooth than you normally are. Or you just think you're smooth when you're actually just being like a drunk idiot.
Yeah. Where can people find you, man?
Anywhere. Spotify, Instagram, Google, everywhere. LG4 TREY on every platform, you'll find me. I should show up everywhere.
Thank you for coming through, bro. That was fun.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. It's a shame the reception got so bad towards the end.
I know, yeah. Yeah, we got it done, though. We got it done.
No worries.
Cool, man. Take care, yeah?
This a lot.
No worries. Peace.
Thank you.